Hi everyone, my name's Emma and welcome back to my channel. So, today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my top tips that I found really useful for Year 12. So I completed Year 12 2 years ago now. I graduated in 2019 and I did alright. I've done an ATAR reveal video. I'll link that down below if you haven't already seen that. Go check it out. And yeah, I meant to film this video last year, but I just never got around to it. But here we are, better late than never. Let's get straight into it. Tip number 1 is to not get behind in your work. So Year 12 is a lot. For your content heavy subjects especially, do not let yourself get behind in work because it'll just pile up and it'll just be ridiculous. It'll be so stressful and you'll just feel like you're drowning, which is not fun. We don't want that. Yeah, I always tried to just make sure I was always handing in my homework, getting it done as soon as I could, just so I could focus on more important things. Because honestly, the homework they give you, well in my case anyways, I found the homework was not really that beneficial for me. So if you can get that out of the way nice and quick, you can focus on doing things that will actually really help prepare you for exams. Okay, tip number 2 is to keep up with your notes each week. So I did biology a year early. I accelerated in that subject. When I did bio, I saved all my notes and everything to the end of the year because honestly I just got lazy. Before my exam, I just studied the whole year's worth of content. I wrote out all my notes and wasted all this time and hardly did any actual like proper exam prep. So my tip is to keep up to date with your notes each week and don't focus on making them look really pretty. I found it a lot easier and quicker when I typed them up. So I would handwrite them originally and then type them up once that week had ended, so I had a nice little summary of the week, if that makes sense. So yeah, don't save your notes till the end of the year because it won't work. Just trust me. Okay, my next tip number 3, is to start practice questions, like exam questions, from week 1. I found this so helpful. In my Year 12 year, I would do practice exam questions from the first day. I had these little books, I can't remember what they were called, but they had like past exam questions in them. You don't have to buy a book, you can just go on the VCAR website, print off practice exams, or even just copy out a question and just practice that question. I would do whatever questions I could find for that week's worth of content and then show them to my teacher and get them corrected. And I found that doing that throughout the year made me just feel so much more prepared for my exams. So do that. Yeah. Tip number 4 is to stay organised, which kind of is a very big like umbrella term for everything I'm saying in this video. But staying organised is just so important. I love anything to do with organisation, writing lists, planning, it's my jam. I was very on top of everything in Year 12. I had my calendar with all my SAC dates, any due dates for homework and things like that. Make sure you have like a calendar so you can see when things are coming up and you can start preparing early. I actually didn't keep a diary or anything for Year 12. I tried to at the start of the year and I just abandoned it. So I found personally for me, using just on my laptop the calendar app was really helpful, and I also used the little sticky note function on my laptop. So I'd have a sticky note for each of my classes and they'd be color coded so it looked nice and pretty, and I would just write all the homework I had for that fortnight and then any extra study that I wanted to get done. And then I'd also have another little sticky note on my desktop that had like important dates coming up, like if I had an English SAC, shack, English sack. The next week I would just put that up there just as like another little reminder. I'm like getting puffed. Why am I not breathing? Okay, tip number, I don't know what we're up to. Tip number 5 is to talk to your teachers. I know this may sound a bit, I don't know, annoying, but your teachers are there to help you. And if they're a good teacher, they will want to help you. I had amazing teachers for all my classes. I was very lucky, and I annoyed the shit out of them. I would constantly be going up after class, asking questions, just talking to them about content. I would always be bringing my practice questions to get them to mark them, and all my practice exams that I did at the end of the year, to get them to correct them and give me a score, give me some tips. Just annoy your teachers. And if you show your teachers that you are really interested and like motivated to do well, then they'll just want to help you more, which is amazing. That's what we want. Next, I don't know what we're up to, 6 maybe. My next tip is, what was my next tip? I forgot it. Yes, I've kind of already said this, but my next tip is to only do practice exams once it comes to the end of the year. So what I did for year 12 was, once all my SACs were done, kind of like term 3 holidays, term 4, that little study period before exams, I did not do any notes. I did not even read through my notes. I did none of that. What I simply did was print off heaps of practice exams and I just did them. The first few I would do open book and just have no time limit. So just kind of get the exam done and then give it to a teacher and let them correct it. And then after doing that once or twice, I would just do it without any notes or anything, and then have no time limit. Get the exams done, see what you actually know, and then whatever questions you get wrong, take note of what that like topic is, and then go and study that specific thing, and then do another practice exam. And if you just do that heaps of times and eventually add the time limit, the time restraint, and just keep doing it again and again and again, and then you're only studying and going through notes for the topics that you don't know and are struggling with. Don't waste your time studying topics that you're good at, because it's human nature. We like to do things that we're good at and avoid things that we struggle with and are bad at. That was a very long and confusing explanation. I'm sorry. Hopefully that made sense. My next tip, I completely lost count at this point, is to remove distractions when you're studying. I had an app that I used that I found really beneficial. It is called Flora, and I found it super helpful. So when you open the app, it comes up with like a little seed that you can plant, and so you can kind of choose what seed you want to plant. So I might plant like an apple seed, and then you can choose the duration. We can just do like 5 minutes and then start, and your seed will be planted. And then what you want to do is put your phone aside and don't touch it, because if you open your phone and go on anything that is not the app, your plant will die, and that's really sad. You can also do little breaks and give up. Try not to do breaks, because that kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, I'll give up, and then our plant is dead, and it's really sad. And so, because this is like connected with Facebook, you can get all your friends to also download the app, and you can create plants together. So while you're all studying together, after school or something, you can all plant a seed together, and then if one of your friends goes on their phone, they kill your plant, which is really mean. I found that to be just a really fun and effective way for me to not go on my phone when I was studying, especially at school. It's also something that I could do with my friends, and we could all, you know, work together to grow a plant, which was really fun. And you get like a pretty garden, and it's just, yeah, it's great. Highly recommend Flora. But if you don't want to download that, there's a few other different things you can do. Putting your phone in a separate room, completely turning it off, putting on an airplane mode. So yeah, don't get distracted, stay off your phone. Next, kind of in the same category, my next tip is to find a really good place to study. I found that I worked best when I was not at home. When I was at home, there was just way too many distractions for me. So I would stay back at school each day until about 5:30. We had like a year 12 study area, and quite a few people would stay back after school, and they'd have like teachers there, but just make sure that your school allows that. If not, you could always go to like a library or even like a park or something, just somewhere that removes distractions and is quiet and is somewhere where you can focus. I just personally found studying at school best for me, because being in my uniform and in a place where I'm normally working, it just like tricked my brain into being like, oh, I'm at school, I have to work now, I can't watch YouTube or Netflix or something like that. Just find a good place where you can study and study effectively without any distractions. Yeah. Okay, we're almost done. Tip number 9, I think this is, I don't know, is to learn your content before going to class. For example, say for my psychology class, I had like a breakdown of what we'd be doing each week in our classes. So before going to my classes for that week, I would either watch an Ed Rollo video on that topic or read the textbook chapter that we would be focusing on that week, so that when I was actually in class, I already knew the kind of basics of that topic, so I didn't have to focus so much on like the easy parts of that topic. I could focus more on the more challenging aspects, and I could already have some questions ready for my teacher when I was going into class. Just go into class with some basic knowledge and understanding of what you're going to be talking about and learning. I'm so bad at explaining things. I'm so sorry. I just kind of like word vomit and move my hands a lot. So sorry. Anyways, we are up to the final tip, which is going to sound a bit obvious and cheesy, but it is to stress less. Year 12 goes ridiculously fast, and year 12 is one of the funnest years you will have at school if you don't stress the whole time. So just relax, breathe, find something that helps you to relax. Whether that's talking to friends, family, having time to yourself, going for walks, just find something that helps you to de-stress and relax and just refresh your mind. If you work too hard and stress too much, you will just burn out. So just try to relax. Remind yourself that although it sounds cheesy and everyone says it, your ATAR really isn't that important. Try to de-stress whenever you can and just enjoy it. Have fun with your friends. Don't always study during every break and every night after school. Have some nights to go out with friends and have a normal social life if you can. And don't feel guilty for having breaks. So yeah, enjoy year 12. Try not to stress too much. Have fun, make amazing memories, and yeah. That is all of my tips for year 12. I hope that there was at least one thing you can take away that maybe you haven't heard before, that you can apply and can help you to succeed for your year 12 year. Anyways, I don't know what else to say. Have fun, good luck, enjoy it, and yeah, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you want to see any more videos from me. That's it. Peace out. Bye.